For the hypothalamus, show that picture where it had all those different colors, okay? Those mammillary bodies, talking about these different bulges that are present. It has an infundibulum. The area that is going to meet with the, it's like a stalk, okay, that's going to meet with the pituitary gland. Because of the connection, it's almost like the pituitary gland is an extension of brain tissue. And to the posterior portion, it is. Which is kind of cool. My hypothalamus, yes, 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 controls my endocrine system. Remember that. That's going to come back to us. Wow. Whew, mercy. Input from viscera. It's not exclusive here. Every organ of the body. Taste receptors, limbic system, nipples, external genitalia, prefrontal cortex. What? What is that going to be? No, we're going to find out. We have information for swallowing, for shivering. We've got it helping with regulation of mood, emotion, sexual pleasure, satiation, rage, fear. Brain damage to this area can make someone completely change because of everything that it helps control. The little epithalamus, just kind of like, I don't really pay a lot of attention to it. However, it does have a pineal gland in it, one that we've all heard of, because it might help with sleepiness, might help regulate my biological clock, and it might play a role in puberty. Why am I emphasizing this term? They're not really sure. So, till they know something for sure, just say it's there. But hey, that's just me. Now, this part of the brain that we think of when we hear brain. Well, let me ask you guys a question. Now, when you hear the term brain, are you thinking something different now than just this part? Please let me know that you're thinking this part and this part. Most definitely. And hopefully, as you go throughout your daily activities, you'll think about it. Talk to people about it. Throw in there in a conversation. Well, did you know that your thalamus just relayed that to the front? Try it. See what happens. It was so funny. I really should feel sorry for my husband, bless his heart. So it wasn't last night, it was the night before. Because of where we live, we have to have satellite internet.
Oh.
And it's so much fun. And so the other night, it just kept going out and out and out and out and out. And then, I think it was yesterday morning, I finally just gave up and went to sleep. And yesterday morning I get up and I'm still, and I'm just like, oh. So I go over to the little modem and I'm like, okay, you have gotten on my you've gotten on my trigeminal nerve. And my husband was like, what? And so I'm talking to the modem. And you know, he's just like, okay, whatever. So see how you can throw in to the conversation some of the terms. Just throw it out there, see what happens. Now, the largest portion of the brain, which does not have the majority of the neurons, okay, do have right and left hemispheres, and we separate them into what's known as lobes. Frontal lobe, parietal lobe, occipital, temporal, and then if you were to be able to lift it up, we have an area called the insula. Yeah, like if you lift up a little flap of it underneath there is the insula. It contains sulci. Anybody remember that from part 1? Sulci, gyri. What is it, Brian? Folds and the grooves. Okay? The big ones are my gyri. The little lines that are in between are my sulci. Okay? And then what's a fissure? A deep depression. I'll put this back together. Does anybody see a deep depression?
It goes along the center of the brain.
We've got the one that's called longitudinal. Okay? We've got a lateral, one on each side. All right? And we've got a central. When you're looking at it this way, it's definitely visible. You should have put the brains out again. But the way that we look at the gray matter and the white matter, do you guys remember me talking about that gray matter creating the cortex? Like this outer coating, wrapping area, okay, to the outer portion. In the cortex, to this outer surface, are where we find the gyri and the sulci. Okay? We have a medulla, which is the center portion, and yes, once again, running into nuclei. So located throughout this huge portion of the brain is going to be these areas of the nuclei, which are what? Dense nerve cell body. Why do I keep emphasizing that? Why do I need y'all to understand that it's the nerve cell body? What part of the anatomy is not being included?
Yeah.
The axon. So if I'm trying to emphasize that these are the nerve cell body, what am I trying to tell you about the axons?
They're elsewhere.
They're what?
They're elsewhere.
They're elsewhere?
Yeah, not like elsewhere.
And they're going to be going to different areas. Does that make sense? All right. So we're going to find the nuclei that are going to be present. In the structure that we have, this is going to come back to us. All right. Let's get the brain in a direction that we understand. Rostral, caudal. Everybody remember that? Yes, that was one of the first ones. To the front, to the back. Everybody remember that? Now, rostral, caudal. You see this line that was just going all the way across on both hemispheres. See this line?
How?
No.
That's a good question.
That's right. Look at this. We're going to blame on age. On my age. See that line? Looks like it's going all the way across. None of the others. Not across. I just showed you the central sulcus. Now, if I get my brain back into an orientation that I understand, and if I look back at that line, gyri are the folds. Okay? Is everybody with me? I'm going to have one that is pre-central and post-central. A great big huge gyri to each side. Wonder why I'm making a big deal over that. Keep that in mind. This is really cool. Pre-central is my motor. What did that just tell you? Controls movement. So that means information had to come in, and this is going to help give the response. Post is what? Sensory. So I've got my area of information to come in and area to go out on each side. Does that make sense? So once again, frontal lobe. What is it responsible for? Voluntary motor. Which is what?
Things you decide to move.
Skeletal. Motivation. I don't want to go. I want to get up. It's 5 o'clock. What time I have to get up so I can get here on time. And I'm like, that's just not right.